Okay, folks, we're going to be going live here in a few minutes. Special Memorial Day broadcast with Curtis, Maurice, and Ralph. Curtis, Ralph, and Maurice, Sports Talk. I've got my virtual background on, but as you can tell, you can still see the room behind me. But we're going to get started here in a few minutes. So hang tight. We'll be right with you. Welcome, everybody. Sports Talk with Curt, Maurice, Curt, Maurice, and Ralph. The book is open. Today, I'm carrying the show. The fellows may hop on. This is a special Memorial Day. They're taking vacation today. They may or may not hop on. But this is a special Memorial Day edition of Sports Talk. The show must always go on. Yes, indeed. So today, Memorial Day, federal holiday. The United States is honoring and mourning the military personnel who have died in the performance of their military duties. So, who are you honoring today? Which family member are you honoring that served in the military, served in the war, lost their life in one of our wars, keeping this country as it is, as free as it is? We thank them very much for their service. We thank all veterans for their service. Um, we pray for the families that have lost loved ones in any kind of combat, any kind of war that has kept us as we are. We thank you very much. And I'd like to take a moment of silence for those who have lost their lives. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for that moment of silence. Let's hop into it, man. There was some great ball going on Sunday night in the NBA. We'd like to take a look at the top 10. My friend Maurice and I, we were talking the other day. We were comparing, there's always a comparison with the LeBron James and Michael Jordan. But one of my favorite players is Steph Curry. So LeBron James gets a lot of hype, a lot of highlights. Steph gets a lot also. He was one of the ultimate to where it was unanimous voting him as MVP one year. A lot of great moves. And so we had a conversation comparing LeBron James. Why is the LeBron James compared to greatest, and Steph Curry is not considered one of the greatest? When Steph he makes shots, I'm like, did he even try to shoot that ball? Right? That's where I am with that. But anyway, um, and the way he explained it to me was that tell me what you think. Hop in the comments. Tell me what you think later on after you watch this. I know. Check out my background. This is where I'm going to be probably later on today. I don't want them golf courses hitting some balls. But anyway, the virtual background just isn't working all that great. But anyway, tell me what you think. Um, he was saying that LeBron James was considered greater than Steph Curry because LeBron is an all around player on the court. He plays guard, he can travel coast to coast, he plays defense, he plays underneath, he plays center, he plays forward, he plays guard. When you watch Steph, Steph plays offense. He plays really good offense. Defense, I think he even said that I guess he plays defense every now and again, but he knows what he's good at. So that's what he sticks to. So his thing is offense, and he scores, and he brings the ball down, finds the open man, finds the unopen man, which sometimes is himself, and he scores. That's his game. So I think that's a major difference. You know, I'm not a big LeBron fan on the court, but off the court, I'm a huge LeBron James fan. He does a lot of stuff for the community. And when I say community, I mean people of black people. I know we're trying to be nice and say people of color. I know we're trying to be nice and say people of color because we don't want to offend anybody. And my thing is, what's so offensive of saying black people? There should be nothing offensive in that. It is what it is. The color is what it is. You know, we're all Americans. We all live in the U.S. So you know, I want to quit calling people white or black or yellow or brown or whatever color we may be, and just we're just all. If you live in the United States, you got your citizenship here. We're all American. We're going to go with that. But anyway, he's doing a lot of stuff for black folks. He's helping for people to be recognized and saying, hey, it's okay to be black. I think that's what LeBron's doing. It's okay to say the word and be what you are. And it's okay to point out disparities. It's okay to tell somebody, hey, that person is not getting treated fairly, and not be afraid of what somebody else is going to say who may not be qualified to speak on a topic just because they don't want to hear it. And he's saying, so what that you don't want to hear it? So I think I give kudos to him. I give kudos to him and say, I think he's doing an amazing job when it comes to that. And hey, Ralph, can you hit mute for a second? I think I think he's doing a great job at carrying that flame, clearing that torch for black folks. So that's what I think is so amazing about LeBron James, and not only his basketball skills, but what he's doing for the community and for the people. The book, Ralph Booker, the book is open, has joined us.
Yes, it is. What's going on Memorial Day?
Yes, it's Memorial Day special edition.
I have to say, Curtis, I have to say thank you for your service, man. I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. We wanted to give a shout out to all the people who have served and who have lost their lives.
Yes.
In act of war for this country to keep us free as we are. And we can walk around, we can drive around, we can go to stores, we can do whatever we want to, because they dedicated their lives to keeping us free. Let me put you down. The book is open, my man.
Yes, sir. The book is open this morning.
Yes, sir.
What's going on?
Man, I was looking at these highlights. I wanted to show some of the highlights of top 10 plays. I wanted to show a little bit about Jason Tatum for Boston.
Oh, yeah. He dropped 50.
He dropped 50. That young man dropped 50 on him. He wasn't playing. He wasn't playing Sunday night, was he?
No, he wasn't.
Amazing.
He got busy. Now, he just don't have enough help because Jaylen Brown, his running mate, is hurt.
That's not good stuff right there. That's not good at all.
So they really don't have much of a chance against Brooklyn. I mean, Tatum is doing all he can do, but he's just a one-man show right now.
So he don't have a chance. So they down now. Is the series what, 2-1 now?
Yeah, I think the series 2-1, and they play in Boston. I think they play today or tonight in Boston.
They're back in the Garden.
Yeah.
So he shined. They was in the Garden. He put that 50 up in the Garden. So
oh yeah,
I'm gonna have to watch him and see what's going on and see if he's gonna drop another 50.
Well, and for them to win, he may have to drop another 50.
He just may have to.
Right.
And that's going to put him up there. He's like as in the top 5 as the youngest player. Players have dropped 50 in the playoffs.
In the playoff game, that's true.
Yeah. So.
But I think amazing. He was on there with Wilt, Michael Jordan, and Oscar Robertson.
That's it. Oh yes. So that's amazing. And
just to have your name called in that group of people in the NBA, that's huge.
That's huge. That is huge, man. That's always going to stand as that. Unless somebody else comes in in the top 5.
Right.
But as the youngest, he's doing it.
Yes, he is. Now. I mean, he's got a good game. It's just that he needs some more help around him.
So that's interesting. So,
and you know, Brooklyn has a great team. Brooklyn has a great offensive unit. So it's hard to do anything with those 3 guys. They got 3 of the top 5 guys in the league for scoring. So let's see. So what I wanted to do is see if I could jump on here and
share my screen to see if I can share some of these highlights of what was happening last night. Let me see.
So my Lakers went down. My Lakers went down last night.
But LeBron, man.
No.
The more I watch him,
AD got hurt.
The more I watch LeBron, right? His passing, he's trying to play like a Kobe and pass like a Magic. So LeBron's like the whole package.
Oh yeah, no question.
Of all these great players.
Well, he's been the whole package for a long time. This, he's taken some pretty untalented teams to the playoffs and to the championship series. So it's he's one of the top 2 guys in the league of all time. No question.
So I'm gonna run this clip on the top 10 plays of Sunday night. See if I can get this together here. We'll do the top 10. Oh man, I forgot about that right there. We got it queued up.
Top 10. There we go.
Yes, indeedy. Jump off of that real quick. I know you don't want to keep on going too much on that.
Well, I hope they can get well by the time they play again. Otherwise, Phoenix could take them.
Okay. Let's look at the bracket a little bit here.
Yeah, put that on the screen if you could.
Where we are.
Can you increase the size?
Yes, sir.
Yep, there we go.
How we going on that? Let me see if I can blow it up a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
How's that?
That's great.
In the playoffs here.
Well, it's early in the series, Utah and Memphis, LA and Dallas, the Clippers, they tied 2-2. Portland and Denver 2-2. Phoenix and LA 2-2. It's just the other side where Philly is knocking them out. Atlanta looks like Atlanta gonna take out them boys from New York.
In New York. Oh yeah, I think they're gonna do it.
And then Milwaukee already swept Miami out. Boy, they just took care of Miami. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, and you see Philly.
Yeah, Philly is 3-0-2. And that's gonna be Philly against Atlanta. Boy, that's gonna be a tough series, boy, for Atlanta.
Yeah, I think so.
But I will tell you this: Atlanta does have some big people to play inside against Embiid, because the Atlanta center is a pretty good defensive player too.
Now, if I was gonna put my money on it, though, I have to go with Philly.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't put my money on it.
I'd go with Philly.
So, do you think that New York got a chance to come back against Atlanta? They had to win 3 in a row.
No, I think this is a wrap.
It's a wrap.
I think it's a wrap.
You can stick a fork in New York. They done.
Unless you're doing it for ratings, I don't think New York has a chance. Now, if they wanted to win one more to make it interesting, but I don't think so. I think this is a wrap.
Yeah, I think they will win the next game back in New York. And then when they come back to Atlanta for game 6, I think Atlanta closes them out.
You think that's how it's going to be? Okay.
Yeah. Because Atlanta's up 3-1. They're going to New York. I would think that New York going to have to show a little spine to try to win that game at home, that 5th game.
I really hope it doesn't happen.
I do too, because you never know. You don't want to go to a game 7, that's for sure.
You sure don't, because an injury can happen at any time.
Yeah, injuries or anything. When you get to game 7, some players tighten up. They just don't play as well. They may not be hurt, but they may, booty tighten up a little bit.
Uh-huh. Yes, indeed. So, who else you got? So we're looking at where we at? The Denver tied 2-2.
Yeah, with Portland and LA, and the Lakers are tied 2-2 with Phoenix.
And Utah. So as I'll probably keep on mentioning the 3 teams that you mentioned. Philadelphia, Utah, and Denver. Because I know you said take a look at Utah and Denver at one point.
Yeah. Now uh, Utah and Denver, they in a different bracket. So if Utah wins, they have to play the winner out of the Mavericks against the Clippers.
So there's a chance of Utah and Denver playing against each other.
If they get to the finals, they have to get to the conference finals to do that.
Exactly.
And so you never know. Denver's issue is they got a major injury on their team too. If they beat Portland without Jamal Murray, then that says a lot about Portland. I think at that point you're probably going to have to start retooling Portland, because if you can't beat Denver and they missing one of their top players, then you ain't gonna win nothing else.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yes.
Yeah. So that's gonna be really interesting to see. But you got to be able to play in the playoffs. The playoffs are different than the regular season.
Way different. That's when all the heart comes out.
That's right.
If you're gonna play now, you're gonna play.
That's exactly right.
You see anybody who's kind of riding the bench that maybe a shining star that they haven't broke out yet in any of these series?
Not really. There's a kid at I think there's a kid at Denver. He comes off the bench for them that's really making some noise. And the Phoenix team, man, they got some young cats that can play. They hungry. And they got a guy like Chris Paul that's kind of driving the bus. They got a good coach in Monty Williams, brother that's the coach. And so I keep my eye on Phoenix. They're not afraid. I'll tell you that. They can play.
There we go.
Yeah.
You're hearing it from the book. The book is over yourself.
No question. No doubt about that. So let me ask you a question, Curt.
Yes,
Do you keep up with Stephen A. Smith? Do you watch him much?
Not as much as I used to. I do like Stephen's style, even though he seems to be a loudmouth. But the thing about it is he keeps people interested in what he's saying.
Yeah, that's been my issue too. I used to watch him a lot more. I don't watch him much at all anymore. I just got tired of the hyperbole. Everything don't have to be a yelling and a screaming, but that's his stick.
But that's his stick.
Right, and that's okay. But that's why we have a remote on our television, right?
That's it. You don't have to watch him. You don't have to listen to him.
Yeah, so I don't.
He's interesting to watch and listen to.
Well,
to me,
he used to be. At one point, I thought he was interesting. Now I just think a lot of it is hyperbole. It's just,
Now that we're getting older.
Noise for noise. And very honestly, being very transparent. One of the reasons is that, he has a major issue with the Cowboys fans.
Oh.
He always is talking about the Cowboys, this Cowboy. I'm like, well, who is your favorite team? How come you don't talk more about your team than you do about, or any one of the teams? But you let the smallest scintilla of information about the Cowboys come out, and he blows it up and make it a national, disgrace or a national issue. And for me, we got 32 teams in the league. He spent more time talking about that team, and he's a Pittsburgh fan.
I was waiting for you to. I'm going to ask you who's his favorite team.
I know who his favorite team is, but he don't talk about them much. He talks more about the Cowboys than he do about Pittsburgh.
I wonder why.
I wonder why. I wonder why. That's the question I have. I wonder why.
He's just trying to keep it going a little bit.
Well, there you go. But again, as I said, the most important thing is in this world that we have today, there are so many options. That's why the remote control plays an important part.
So true.
Whoop, I flip that puppy off as soon as I see his face. I don't even want to hear what he got to say.
So how's he getting another show?
Oh, because he has a following of fans, which is cool. I have no problem with that. And he gets ratings. And that's what TV is. That's what TV is all about. It's about ratings.
Right. So if they only had good stuff on television, would anybody watch?
No, that's not. I don't know if they only have the good stuff on television. They have a lot of stuff on television that ain't good.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If they only had good stuff, if they didn't report anything, if there was no kind of controversy or conflict, would it be worth watching?
I think that depends on who you are. I mean, I like sports, so I would be watching regardless.
Right. And I think you take a guy like Stephen A.
Yeah.
You take a guy like Stephen A.
Mm-hmm.
What we get out of him, we get entertainment. So we can sit there and kind of point the finger and say, look at that guy. You know, whether we think it's like when they say that you see a train wreck is hard to not watch, we sit there and watch that. And we get so entertained and so disgusted or just entertained that we have to watch again.
Right.
And as long as he's on our minds and in our mouths, he's going to have a following in our audience.
Yeah. Man, see, I'm like you. That was a time that I watched him all the time. You know, when this show came on, I always was watching First Take, try to see what was going on and hear their side and that kind of thing like that. But just after a period of time, it just seemed to be old news. Even though it was new stuff going on,
right? I
was getting the same old, we got to yell and scream and yada, 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 and, and that whole bit. And so I'm one of those sports fans. Give me the details. Right. Don't give me the hyperbole, because I can get through to the details. I'm good. The hyperbole is the part that turns me off. And so I'll find my details somewhere else and not have to listen to the hyperbole.
Let me see here. I'm gonna see how many followers this guy has.
Where on
just in general.
What, on Instagram?
Instagram, Facebook, whatever.
Oh, he probably got a bunch of followers. Tweet. Look at Twitter. I suspect he has quite a few followers.
Oh, yeah. Let's see here. Twitter, 13 following, 5.3 million followers for Stephen A. Stephen A's World.
Right.
On Twitter. 5.3 million followers. And he's following 13 people.
He's following 13 people, but 5 million are following him.
5.3 million.
That's okay. I got no problem with that.
No problem.
I'm not in that. I'm not in that number. I'm not being followed by him, and I'm not following him.
See, but it's his style. He may have stumbled upon something and like, I need to hold on to this. He got producers, management, and everybody else like, you found your lane.
Oh yeah, no question.
You kind of know what you're talking about.
Well, he's been a reporter for a lot of years. He used to write for the Philadelphia paper, and I'm not questioning Stephen A's credentials in any way, shape, or form. That's not what I'm saying. That's not my thoughts. I mean, does he have the inside track on a lot of things? Does he have inside information? Does he have a lot of contacts within the sporting world, particularly the NBA? I definitely think he does, yes. But I think you can also disseminate the information without the hyperbole too.
Okay, so
but that's his stick. Again, that's his stick, and that's okay. It's just that's why I have my remote. If I don't want to hear it, I don't have to, and I can still get all the facts from somewhere else.
So true. I'm gonna tell you this. On Stephen A. reacts to Clippers versus Mavericks game 2, he had over 1 million views on May 26th.
Mm-hmm.
1 million views.
Right. Well, he got 5 million followers on, so.
So 1 million shouldn't be too hard to come by, huh?
That's only 20%.
So that's advertising. That's so much cent per view, per click.
Oh yeah. And of course he is helped out by ESPN. That makes a huge difference because ESPN has such a large base of followers.
Exactly.
Viewers.
You put Curt and Ralph on ESPN, you put Curt and Ralph on 92.9 The Game. And just because, just you said, the platform that we're on, you get the views.
Yeah, and you're going to have some people that wouldn't like Curt and Ralph, and there'll be a bunch of folks that would like Curt and Ralph.
Exactly.
Yeah. And those that do, they will continue to follow us. And if we send out a tweet, they'll be all on it.
They'll be all on it. And that's what we're shooting for.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to pick up this show. So
if ESPN pick up the show, we in, right?
Then we in. Even HBO. I'm shooting for HBO special.
HBO special, USA Today special. We'll take TBS special.
We'll take TBS too.
Right now we got none of them, so I'll take any of them.
2 a.m. broadcast. We'll take that.
I'll take a 2 a.m. broadcast. Somebody's always up at 2 a.m.
Something that we could broadcast to the truckers and everybody else who's on
telling
the road
you.
at that time.
That's right. They out driving cross country.
That's it. Get those ratings.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying.
I know, man, one of the guys that I know for sure, when he started many years ago in the business, he was a late night guy. And now he's hosting one of the most popular shows on television for sports.
Oh, really? Who's that?
Colin Cowherd.
Oh.
Have you ever heard of Colin Cowherd?
No, I'm gonna look him up.
Oh, look on he's on FS1. He's on Fox Sports 1 from 12 to 3 every day.
There you go.
And when he started, he was late night. I caught him a few times late night, 2 o'clock in the morning when he was, first getting started in the business.
There you go.
And he's worked his way. I'm telling you, he has the most, he's the #1 show in sports talk.
You got these 2 athletes that have a show also. And I got to bring up their names. Who were the guys that Obama came on their show one time?
Oh, really?
And Obama was laughing at him like, look, you guys started off just out talking. And now you guys are like so huge. I'm on your show. And the guys, like, they just kept on grinding. So I do a lot of YouTube and I'm watching stuff like this. And it's just people, right. There's a lot of room for the things that you and I are doing right here.
Yeah, I'd rather have Michelle.
You'd rather have Michelle on the show?
Yeah, I think Michelle would be, she is so smart. I would love to have her on the show. You could pick her brain about all kinds of stuff. She went to, I think she went to Harvard Law School or Yale Law School.
One of the two, right?
Yeah, and I think she knows a little bit about all this stuff, but nobody really stick a microphone in her face and ask about. I bet she knows about sports.
Oh, did you see the interview that she did with, it was, what's the guy's name? He used to play for Miami.
Oh, Dwayne Wade? No.
Dwayne Wade.
Was it Dwayne Wade?
Dwayne Wade.
Okay.
She did an interview on YouTube with Dwayne Wade's child. And that child is going through a transition, either from male to female or female to male.
Right. I heard about that.
And Michelle sat there and talked to him. I think there's a boy going to turn into a girl, something like that.
Yeah.
I think that's how the transition is going. But Michelle was gracious enough to sit there and talk to that person about the transition.
I'm telling you, that sister is really smart, man.
She has a lot to offer.
I'm telling you, she could be president, Curt.
It'd be nice.
Yeah, she could.
Somebody like that.
I guarantee you, she has enough smarts to be president.
Running something.
Yes.
Being part of some type of cabinet. And even if she's not president, in a position to where she's uniting people. Somehow.
Yeah, right.
Putting her out front of something.
Now, you have to go by if she really wants that after being in the spotlight like she was for 8 years. That spotlight gets really hot, boy, when you the president or the first lady or whatever, and she just did a fantastic job raising those girls.
So true. Kept their names out of everything.
She kept their names out of everything.
For 8 years.
Yes. And that was a tribute to her and her mom, making sure those girls was raised properly They understood the position that they were in. Man, I was just so happy, man. They lived in the White House for 8 years. Can you believe that?
8 years, man.
They was up there for 8 years. Very few people will ever have that kind of experience. Almost nobody.
Right.
You know,
so
8
true.
years they was at the White House, going and coming, and you know, with Secret Service guarding every step of the way. Everywhere they went to school, they go to the mall, wherever they went.
Wherever they went.
Yeah.
I love to
For
have
8
Secret Service guard me all the time.
For 8 years. That you can go and do some stuff. Somebody always got your back, right?
Somebody always got your back.
Yeah.
I love to ride in the back seat every now and again.
That would be nice, you know, because they, you know, they trick that car out. It's got all kinds of protection and everything.
Protection.
I would love to ride on Air Force One.
You know, something I think that's possible nowadays. The way the way they're running the White House right now, you might be able to send an email and get a ride on a White House One, Air Force One with the president.
Brother, you'd have to get. You know what kind of clearance you have to get? Because you know you ain't gonna ride on there by yourself. You're gonna be riding whenever the president is on there. So you got to have top level clearance, boy.
I don't know. They can clear people for that right away.
Yeah, they can, okay. But will they? They're gonna be saying, "Well, why you?" They'll be asking, "So why you want to get on Air Force One?" I'm saying, "Because I want to open up the book. I want the book to be open on Air Force One."
Because the book can be open. Hey, I'm gonna hop on Biden's Facebook page and shoot him a request and say they ought to start doing rides.
I don't think they're scheduling rides on Air Force One. Like if you stand in line long enough, it'd be like over at the amusement park. Your turn come up eventually, huh?
Yeah, I say if I, ask them how much is gas. I don't want to fill the tank. I don't want to fill the tank up. But if I contribute to gas, can I get a ride?
If I give you a few dollars on the gas.
If I give you a few dollars, I just want to go from here to there. How much does that cost?
Right. Give you a few dollars on the gas. Don't worry. Drop me off. I'll be all right.
Don't even have to land. Just do a circle.
Roll you ride by.
Give me a circle from
do a drive by
up to East Coast. That's it. How much does that cost? See if I
don't think they're doing drive-bys on Air Force One these days.
You never know, man. We gotta ask them.
So you don't get it unless you ask for it, right?
That's it. That's what I've learned.
Yeah, asking you shall receive. Knocking the door be open.
That's it. You got to ask sometimes.
But if you don't ask, you won't get it.
Because they be sitting there like, man, I wish somebody would ask. We can't tell people, but if they just ask, it's available.
Right.
Yes,
okay. Well, send them a note and just put my name on there, and we'll go and we'll take a flyby.
There you go.
If they say yes, make sure you call me. Don't call Mo instead of me now.
Oh no. Don't be on a plane by myself talking about, oh man.
You need your boys with you.
I forgot to call.
No.
You up there by myself.
You got to have your boys with you so you can enjoy it.
That's it. That is it. Well, today I'm representing my guys.
All right.
I started my workout program last night.
Did you?
Yes, yeah. I'm trying.
Are you working hard?
Got this big belly I'm trying to get rid of, so I'm cutting down on my cereal before I go to bed. Trying to get back to my glory days when I was an athlete.
Yeah, when you was in the military, you had to be in shape, right?
Yeah, you're supposed to be in shape. Yeah, that's true.
You say you're supposed to be.
You're supposed to be.
Not everybody is in shape.
Not everybody's in shape. Not everybody. I ran a program, we called it Fat Boy Program, when I was in DC. Right. I was in charge of getting people who were out of shape in shape so they could pass their fitness test.
Yes.
So I was in charge of that because I was already doing training for military police and DOD police and stuff like that. Unarmed self-defense. I was already doing that, and I was certified as a fitness instructor way back when.
Yeah.
They sent me people who was out of shape to get them in shape. And now I know how out of shape I am. I knew how much they suffered because I was in shape back then, and how much they suffered me trying to get them in shape. I experienced that this morning.
So how did they do?
I got people to where they were able to pass the fitness.
Okay.
You know, got them a whole lot of road work and exercise and help
So
them sweat it
so
out.
the fitness, you had to run a certain length of a certain distance and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Because the qualifying was a mile and a half. You had to do a mile and a half within so much time. You had to do so many sit-ups, so many push-ups.
Right.
And once I got them to that point, I was able to release them. Once they were able to pass the fitness
Yeah.
exam,
Yeah.
I could
But you
release
got
them
them to
back to the
that point where
community.
they could pass it.
Yes. Yep.
They probably
So
felt much better about that too, because now your body feels better that you're in decent shape, a little bit of shape.
so true. So true. Because when I had to run with boots, we call it boots and utes. That's how I messed my knees and my ankles up running in boots on the streets. I said, if you can do that for 2 miles, you'll be able to get your tennis shoes on and make it on the track. And that's what we did. We put your combat boots on and your fatigues, and let's go running. Let's go run a couple miles in the hot DC sun.
Mm.
That's how we did it.
So what do you think about what do you think about Lord Austin, our Secretary of Defense?
The new guy. I don't know. There was something I thought they brought to him in reference to that he's looking into. I got to do a follow up on that. There's something they brought to him, but he doesn't want to pass it. I got to look into that. What do you think about him?
Well, I think he's, I saw him on a report this morning, so I went and looked him up. I pulled him up on Wikipedia and looked at and man, he's got a long, distinguished career. He's been in leadership a long time. You know, he's got his BA, he got a master's from Auburn University and another master's from another school. And he is a very smart, learned brother. And I think he'll do well in that position. I think he will. I think he deserved the position, and he got it. And that's a good thing. But he served in Afghanistan, and he was on the front line.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. So I think Joe made a really good choice in choosing him. So
Lord
yeah.
Austin. Okay.
And then they did a deal this morning. Joe Biden, the president, spoke this morning at the memorial at the Tomb of the Unknown.
Ooh.
And and then General Austin was there, at the end, shake his hand, and one of the other military leaders. Austin is now, he's a civilian, but he's got that military background.
Okay, so I'm looking at his record here. So, Department of Defense, Office of Secretary of Defense, Mr. Secretary, the Honorable Formal Leader and Chief Executive, SecDef. Okay. Reports to President of the States. He sits at the Pentagon. President with his Senate advice was a pointer. Let me see here. Precursor, Secretary of War, Secretary of the Navy. So he was SecNav at one point?
See, I'm telling you, he got a distinguished career, man.
Oh, wow. Deputy Secretary of Defense. Got a pretty good salary there.
What's the salary?
Fourth level, let me see here. That, Curt, and that, Undersecretary. I'm not showing any numbers here, but.
Oh, okay.
Let me see here. Effective, it's only level 1, $221,000 a year. So he's probably barely getting by.
Yeah, you can buy a few groceries with that.
Yeah, 221,000 looks like.
Yeah. I don't think he's missing no meals.
He might not be, because I'm sure he's eating. I go to the White House to eat all my meals.
Well, you can eat at the Pentagon, because the Pentagon, they got a big cafeteria. I'm sure they don't charge the general when he show up.
Yeah, I'm sure he shows up and he just walks in like, here you go. If he even walks down there, I'm sure somebody's bringing his food to him.
He go to the executive boardroom for dinner for lunch, and they just bring whatever they cook for him in there.
I'd have one of those tasters. somebody tasting my food, and I'd be staring at them the whole time, watching them in the eye. If they look funny while they tasting it, I'm like, okay, yeah, you can eat the
You're
rest
gonna have
of
a
that.
food. You're gonna have a food taster, huh?
Yeah, I'm having a food taster.
Man, today is a day to have some ribs. Today, isn't it?
Yeah, it would be if I was a rib eater.
Yeah, that's right. You don't eat ribs.
I don't eat ribs.
You don't eat pork.
No, I'm laying off the beef and the pork.
Okay, you don't do beef either.
No,
Chicken and fish.
We have had an occasional chicken here recently over the weekend, last weekend.
Yeah, so mostly seafood then.
All seafood, like last night, salmon, a lot of shrimp.
Yeah.
Salmon and shrimp. Sway, redfish.
Yeah.
A lot of bacon of that stuff. Catfish.
Man, I tell you what.
I know catfish isn't good for you, but catfish.
Man, I love catfish. I'm going to eat catfish. I will tell you this, though. I go over to the farmer's market, man. They got that Chilean sea bass. Boy, that's some good eating right there.
The Cab Farmer's Market?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't had that.
Oh, man. If you go, now it's a little expensive, a little pricey, but it's really good eating.
Okay. Yeah, we get the big head-on redfish over there.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's delicious, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They got everything over there.
Chilean sea bass.
Chilean sea bass, a really good flaky white fish. You know, not real gamey at all. It's really good. But again, as I said, it's a little pricey.
Oh yeah, but it's worth it, huh?
It tastes, yeah, it is. It tastes so good if you prepare it right. You know, the way I prepare it is put a little olive oil on it, a little seasoning, put it in a little fall tent, pop it in the oven for a little bit. Man, look, you're talking about some good eating. Squeeze a little lemon on top. It's all right.
So you do cook your fish in foil?
Yes.
Oh, very nice. Enjoy your holiday. Oh, wow.
So what else is going on, bro?
That's it, man. We're about to jump off of here. I just got a call from a customer down the street.
Okay.
We got server issues, so I'm going to go down there and work on that. Bring them back up. I didn't think they were working today. And
okay. Well, hey, brother, I appreciate it. Just wanted to jump on and holler at you and see how the world is treating us. And we'll be back on Wednesday.
We'll be back on and have a great Memorial Day for those. Okay. Matt, really appreciate you hopping on here. Yes, we'll see you Wednesday. Thanks for your time. The book is always open.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Thank you very much. And we'll be seeing y'all. We're going to get this broadcast on another radio station. We're working on it. We're going to move it over and keep on moving forward, moving up. Thank you all very much for tuning in.
All right. See you. The book is now closed.